How many people smoke out here? Smoke, right? You smoke, still?
Yeah,
you smoke, bro? You smoke? You smoke. You smoke right here? You smoke. So pretty much everybody out here smoke. You smoke, brother? So what does God say about us smoking? Right? Get 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 16, and then go back to 1 Peter 5 and 8. I want to, because our objective is to show you who you are according to the Bible.
Right.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites.
Right.
From the tribe of Judah.
Right.
God's chosen people.
Right.
That's who we are. That's who we be. So as the Israelites, we have to carry ourselves in a higher standard. We have to hold ourselves to higher standards.
Right.
Right?
No.
Look at the TL, look at the Tenderloin, look at this district. It's toe up.
Right.
The standards are low.
Right.
It's time for us to hold ourselves to a higher standard.
Right.
We are God's chosen people.
Yes.
Read that, 1 Peter.
1 Peter 5 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Be sober. Be
Be
vigilant.
what? Be what?
Be sober.
God says first and foremost, be sober.
Right.
Be sober. Can you smoke weed and be sober? No. You cannot smoke weed and be sober. So if we want to get right with God, we got to be sober-minded, y'all.
That's right.
We got to clear our head up.
Bring it out.
We got to stand on our own 2 feet and be sober-minded.
Right.
That's why we out here toe up. That's why we out here murdering each other.
Right.
Robbing and stealing from each other.
Right.
Because we're not
Let
sober-minded.
them know, huh?
If you want a relationship with God, you gotta be sober.
Right.
If you want to make right decisions, have good discernment, you gotta be clear-headed.
That's right.
We gotta make good decisions. We gotta be sober.
Right.
Go back to 1 Corinthians. Go to 1 Corinthians 3:16.
Bring it out.
Hey, do we want change in the community?
No.
We want change, right?
Right.
If the people never change, how will the change come?
Bring it out.
How will the change come if the people don't change,
Let
brother?
them know, huh?
We gotta change.
Let's get out.
We gotta change ourselves.
Right.
We gotta change the way we think.
Right.
When you change the way you think, you change what you speak. You change what you do, your actions. We gotta stop. And it starts, we gotta be clear-headed. So let's get that straight. Read that.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians
Hold
chapter
on,
3.
sis, before you go. Before you go. Because something may happen, you may not make it back. So while you here, get this word now. Read.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Know ye not that you are the temple of God?
God is asking you a question. Do you not know what?
Know ye not that you are the temple of God?
The living creator, the creator of heaven and earth, is asking you a question. Do you not know that your body is the temple of God?
Teacher.
You don't know that if you're smoking.
Right.
You don't know that if you're shooting heroin.
Right.
You don't know that if you dealt in fentanyl.
Bring it out.
You don't know that your body is the living creator's temple.
That's right.
God wants to put his spirit in you.
Right. Bring it out.
Read.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
The Spirit of God is supposed to dwell in you. The living creator, the one that created the moon, the stars, the sun, the heaven and earth, wants to put his spirit in you. Read.
Verse 17. If any man defile the temple of God,
If any man or woman defile the temple of God, what is God going to do?
Let them
him
know,
shall
huh?
God destroy.
God is going to destroy you. If you destroy the temple that God gave you, right, by putting smoke in your lungs,
Teacher.
right, by eating defiled foods you're not supposed to eat, like crab, shrimp, lobster, right? You ain't supposed to eat those foods. They're bottom feeders.
Right.
You ain't supposed to eat that.
Bring
That's
it out.
why we got gout. That's
Right.
why we got high blood pressure.
Right.
Because we ain't taking care of the body that God gave
Teach
us.
it out.
Now,
Bring it out.
if you bend a couple corners, you're going to see a whole bunch of people bent over like this.
Right.
Because they defiling their temple
That's
and
right.
God is destroying
Bring
them.
it out.
Read that part again.
If any man defile the temple of God,
If you continue to destroy the body that God gave you, read.
him shall God destroy.
God is going to destroy you.
Right.
Your knees going to start to hurt.
Bring
Your
it out.
toes going to start to hurt. Your back going to go
Bring it
out.
out.
He going to strike you with some type of disease and plague.
Teacher.
You're going to be standing in the line right here because you can't fend for yourself. God is going to destroy you. You're going to be talking to nothing. You're going to be walking down the street spitting with mad. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 28.
Bring it out.
These are curses that God placed upon us for disobedience. Who is tired of the oppression If you still living the lifestyle you living in sin, you ain't tired of oppression. You like this condition.
Bring it out.
And you are the problem.
Right.
And that's why we coming out here, because we coming to tell y'all gotta stop.
That's right.
You gotta stop it. You gotta change your ways.
Teach.
You like being a baby daddy? You like being a baby mama? A single parent? You like this? Being on the bottom of society? You gotta stand up and stop it. You gotta stand for the word of God. Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Because we stopped keeping the laws of God, now he smote us with madness. You know what that means? He smote us to where we lost our mind. We crazy as hell now. We out here talking to ourselves, walking down the street, cussing people out, spazzing. We done lost our damn mind. A lot of these young men don't even know how to wear their pants on their hips. A lot of these sisters don't even know how to cover their behind.
Let them know,
We spitting with madness.
Read it out.
Give me verse 45. Guess what? God said, matter of fact, let me ask you this. Let's dial back. What's your nationality? Black. What's your nationality?
French and black.
French and black. What's your nationality? Mexican and black. What's yours? Black is a color in a crayon box.
Right.
Hey, my brother right here. My pants are what color? Black. If my pants are black, what are they? Look at my pants. Look at them. Do they look like my pants? So are they black or my pants is black? Because it can't be both.
Let them know.
My pants are black.
Bring it out.
You are not. You're not. There's no race in the Bible called black.
That's right.
Now, when it comes to the skin pigmentation, it is a derivative of black. But for your nationality, you are not black.
Right.
Where do you see yourself on this side? Right here. What about you, bro? Where do you see yourself on this side? Mexican American, Panamanian, Guatemalan. Where you? Guatemalan, right? So historically speaking and biblically speaking, you come from the tribe of Zebulon.
That's right.
Now y'all said y'all black, right? Is your father Mexican or black? You come from the seat. Give me Numbers 1 and 18.
Nope.
Our job is to show. We got to teach truth to the people.
Bring it out.
Because we don't have truth in our cities.
Right.
We don't have truth in our land.
Right.
We over here thinking we our own enemies.
Bring it
Not
out.
knowing we have a common enemy. And
Teach
it's not
us.
me and you. We got to stand together.
Let 'em
We
know.
came on the slave ships together,
Bring it
yo.
out. Bring it out.
How we going to get out of here? Together.
That's right.
Together. Read that.
Teach
The
us.
book of Numbers, chapter 1, and verse 18.
Bring it out.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
So what we're going to show you is how we establish our nationality, our race. Because two people said, you said Mexican and black, and somebody else said French and black. You said that? French, right? So now, I want to show you your race is based off your father.
Right.
Whatever your father is, that's what you are. Your father carries the what?
Bring it out.
What does the father carry? The sperm.
What?
The seed.
What?
He carries the seed.
Right.
He plants it into the woman. The woman's
y'all.
womb nurtures that seed. And here we are today.
Right.
So read that.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
We declared our pedigree by the house, after our families, by the house of our father. My brother right here, you know what a pedigree is? Somebody tell me what a pedigree is.
Bring it out.
You know what a pedigree? Hey, brother right here with the dreads. When you hear the word, you're right. When you hear, I want to see brother. When you hear the word pedigree, what comes to mind? What do you think pedigree is? Dog food, right, dog? So pedigree is your lineage, your bloodline. You agree with that, brother? Right? So God says we establish our bloodline, our lineage, by what?
By the house of their fathers.
Your lineage comes from your father.
Right.
Your bloodline comes from your father.
Teach us.
Your race comes from your father.
Bring it out.
There's no such thing as mixed with God.
Right. Teach us.
You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites.
That's right.
Give us some time so we can show you that. Because we can see in the Tenderloin district, in the Mission district, all throughout Frisco, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are at the bottom.
Right.
At the bottom.
Right. Bring it out.
Who's okay with that? Are you comfortable with being at the bottom, brother?
Teach y'all.
Are you comfortable with being at the bottom?
Let them know.
Definitely in a better place than I was before. So, you know.
All right. You said what, sis? It's too crowded on the bottom. The show is. Now, let me show you in the Bible that God said we would be on the bottom. Get me verses 43 and read down. Now, do any black and Hispanics primarily own any banks? Do we own any banks? When people go get a loan, who do we get loans from?
Get out.
The white man.
The so-called white man.
Right.
They're not really white. The so-called white man, right? Because when you look at the skin pigmentation, what color is it?
Yeah, he's white. Could be somebody looking just like me.
What we call them down south?
Bring it out.
Rednecks.
Right.
Rednecks.
Teach
Their
y'all.
skin pigment is red or pinkish, right? They're not white. They call themselves white because they want to seem pure. They call us black. Right, that's white. That's white. Ain't nobody walking around looking that color right there. Right? Nobody is. They call us black because black has a negative connotation. Dark, evil, right? So that's why they call us black. Now read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 43.
What I'm going to show you is the curses of God in Deuteronomy 28. How we know that we are the true Jews. We're not African American.
Right.
We're not black as a race.
Right.
We are the Jews.
That's right.
From the tribe of Benjamin, Levi, Judah, all right, and so on and so forth. Read.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So God said, because we broke the commandments, the stranger, the other nations, right? Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
The God said all the other races shall get up above you very high, and you gonna come down very low. He said the other nations, right, the East Indians, the Arabs, the so-called white man, right, they're gonna come to your neighborhood and they gonna be at the top, and you gonna be at the bottom.
Bring it out.
Is that not true? We're reading Bible prophecy.
That's right.
Who do we go get our gas from? Where do we go get our food from? Where do we get our clothes from?
Let them know.
Who we get our nails done by?
Nope.
All these other nations of people.
Right.
God said they was going to be at the top and you was going to be at the bottom
Right.
because you stopped keeping my commandments.
Right.
Because we stopped following the Bible. Who actually pick up the Bible, read it, and applies it? Who does it? That's a problem. That's a problem. That's why we at the bottom of society. Because y'all right here not reading and applying the Bible.
Right. Teacher.
But guess what? It's a new day. It's a new day. That's why we out here. Keep reading.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee.
God said, because you stopped keeping my commandment, the other nations, the so-called white man's going to do what?
He shall lend to thee.
They're going to lend to you. You got to go to the white man's bank and get a white man's loan. And then you got to pay it back with interest.
Bring it out.
Read.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
And you ain't going to have no power to lend to him.
Right.
You have no power to loan out any money, any great substantial amount of money. We didn't pass no stimulus checks. Did we pass stimulus checks? Or did the white man pass the stimulus checks? Right. They have the power to do so. Why do they have the power? Because you stopped keeping the commandments of God.
Right.
Read on.
He shall be the head,
He shall be the head. He shall be at the top. Read.
and thou shalt be the tail.
And you're going to be at the ass end. You're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole.
Let 'em know.
Because you stopped keeping the commandments. Read on.
Verse 45.
Uh-huh.
Moreover,
He's going to tell you why you at the bottom. He's going to tell you why the Tenderloin district looks the way it looks. And black and Hispanics live here. Read.
moreover, all these curses
All these curses sold on slave ships, chains on your neck, oppressed is a curse.
Bring it out.
It's a curse. Being locked away in the prison system is a curse.
Let them know.
Read.
all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
Because guess what? How many, anyone is from anywhere else besides Frisco? Where you from originally? Huh? Richmond, California, right? You from the, where you from, the South, the North, Manners, Crescent Park, where at? Central, right? Right there on them tracks. What it look like out there in Central Richmond? We at the bottom.
Right.
The whole world been watching us, talking about how are these men calling themselves the sons of God? Where was the questions when they was putting us on slave ships? Where was the questions when they raped our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers? We can't live in certain neighborhoods. So we're giving y'all your separation as we create a new nation.
IUIC.
Israel united in Christ.
Let's go. Stand behind us, protect you. Stand beside us, respect you. But if you stand in the way, then you gon' rule the day when we have to dissect you. Rain fire upon the tempter. Who's hot, check the temperature. The prophecy back, yeah, and they black. Babylon, feel pressure.
When you hear that thunder, it's lightning, go check on the weatherman. I'm just saying, can't think of a better plan than obeying the lamb. Anything else is a scam. Need Bruce to get shot in this wartime. It's a sea of that purple, no short line. Cause we breaking the mold and changing the game with zero emojis. Flame, flame, flame.
Run it down, yeah, you know that this lit ain't no turning down. Yeah, we running this race.
Crime, drugs, murder, theft, robbery, prostitution. We at the bottom. Where you from, sis? Where? You from Seaside? Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah, Salinas and all that little area, right? They be banging out there too. Blacks and Hispanics, right? Murdering each other. Drugs, crime. Where you from, my brother? Right here in Frisco? Right here. So you done seen it all. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? 72, brother? You done seen a lot out here, bro. I know you have. You done seen a lot out here. Guess what? Read that last part again in the Pursuit 45.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
God said these curses is going to come upon you and pursue you. I was born in New York, right? Southside Jamaica, Queens. Raised in Vallejo, California. I live in Stockton, California. I'm in Frisco. I be in Oakland, Richmond, and guess what? It's the same damn thing.
Right.
It don't matter where you try to go. Well, you know, I'm going to go move into Atlanta and change my scenery. God said the curse is going to follow you there too.
Right.
Because you ain't keeping my commandments. The curses is in every city you see blacks and Hispanics because we ain't keeping the commandments.
Right.
Read on.
And overtake thee.
And they going to pursue you and overtake you. You can't escape. You can't escape it. You gotta keep the commandments of God. That's the only way to escape.
That's right.
Read.
Till thou be destroyed.
Till you be destroyed. We have been destroyed. Look at this. Who's seen Roots? Who's seen Roots? What did he say? Your name is Tobin, Kuta, Kinte, and Wap. Whipped him till he didn't claim his name no more.
Let him know,
Whipped him till he didn't claim his nationality. Whipped him till he didn't claim his true heritage. He whipped it out of him. Now you see the product. All of us today.
Right.
Our true heritage has been whipped out of us.
Nope.
Now we walking around blind and clueless.
Let 'em know.
Accepted this oppression, comfortable in oppression. This is not your land of your freedom.
Bring it out.
This is the home of, what's the saying?
Home of the free.
Home of the what? Home of the slaves. We slaves here. This ain't the home. No. This is the home of the slaves, y'all.
Right.
It's time for us to
Bring it out.
be held up.
Bring it
Stop being asleep. Wake up. Read.
Because thou hearkenest not.
Why are we going through the curses?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Why did we go into slavery?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Why did the white man put chains on our neck, call us nigger, and whip our backs?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The condition of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is right here in the Bible. Right. The problem and solution.
Right.
The answers are right here. Why did we go into slavery?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
Why did my sisters go into slavery and are born oppressed?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Why are the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American in the ghettos?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Hey, we gotta keep the commandments of God.
Teacher.
We gotta start keeping the commandments of God.
Bring it out.
Somebody tell me, why did we go into slavery according to God's word?
Bring it out.
You said what? We didn't keep the commandments.
Right.
We didn't keep the commandments.
That's
We
right.
said to hell with the commandments. God said to hell with us.
Bring it
Give
out.
me Hosea
Bring it
6. Read that. Finish out.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
So because we win this, hey brother, right here, brother. All right, he moving. Give me Hosea, before 5, give me the 4 and verse 6, and then jump to 5 and 15. You ready after that? All right, give me that. Hosea 4 and 6. So I said, we said to hell with the commandments of God, and God said to hell with us. I'm going to show you that in the Bible.
Nope.
Read that. Because everybody think God loves the sinner, but not the sin. No, God hates the sinner and the sin.
Right.
If you in sin, God hates you.
You know?
We've been lied to.
Right.
It's time for your brother to pull the wool off your eyes and say, wake the hell up.
Bring it up.
Wake up, sister. You are a princess. Wake up. It's time to carry yourself like royalty now.
That's right.
All right? Y'all with it? Let's get it. Go ahead.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
God said his people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Is it the knowledge of how to play basketball? Is it the knowledge how to smoke a crack pipe? Is it the knowledge on how to get a female? What knowledge do we lack?
Nope.
What is the knowledge that we lack? Guess what? You're right. It is God's knowledge. You're right. It's God's knowledge. But I want to get a little bit more specific. Right? And notice we're reading the Holy Bible. We're not just talking out of our lips. The pastor be like this. And God said, ha. And God said, ha. Love Jesus, ha. No, we ain't doing that foolishness.
Right.
We out here telling you that thus said the Lord. With actual solutions. With actual answers. Read that.
Hosea 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
I said we destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Give me the Malachi. Show them what the knowledge is. What is the knowledge? What do you think the knowledge is that we lack? What you think, sis? He coming right up. No? Okay. So what do you think the knowledge is? Based on what we've been reading, what you think the knowledge that we lack? This is what God say? What you think, sis? What is the knowledge? Huh? Okay, we got you. You said you didn't know either, right, brother? My brother right here, you didn't know, right? So we got the answer for you. Read that.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7.
This is the knowledge that we lack here in the Tenderloin district. We lack this knowledge. That's why we're destroyed as a people. That's why we walking around don't know who we are.
Right.
That's why we don't know who we are. We don't know what our purpose is in life. Read that.
Malachi 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So now the priest translates to your pastors, your deacons in the churches today. God says what?
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So these pastors should have the knowledge that the people go and seek and get the knowledge, right? Go ahead.
And they should seek the law.
And the people, us, should seek the what?
The law.
The what?
The law.
The laws of God where?
At his mouth.
We should be going to the churches to get God's laws.
Right.
Are the churches teaching God's laws? Not at all. So go back to Hosea 4 and 6. So the reason why we're destroyed is because we don't have the knowledge of God's laws. They're not teaching us that. That's why we're destroyed. Because what we don't know, we cannot apply. But we're going to show you some laws that y'all supposed to keep, and I guarantee you probably didn't know it. So how can you apply something you never knew?
Bring it out.
That's why we got to come out here and show y'all. All right, read that.
Hosea 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Come on.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
So God said we're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And my brother right here, Officer Rafai. What's your name, brother? George? Hey, George, come here real quick. Come here, real quick. Dap me up, too. Hey, George, you Hispanic of some sort? So you've experienced oppression, colonialization, and so on and so forth, right? Exactly. So now, God said the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. We read in Malachi, what is the knowledge, sisters? Let the brother know what the knowledge is. What's the knowledge? The laws. The laws. We got to get it. We got to get it. One more again. Read that.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7.
Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. Go ahead.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Are you Catholic? So you've been to the priest before, right? You doing the confession and all that, Hail Marys and all that? Guess what? Who taught you to be Catholic? Who taught your parents? The same people that enslaved you. The same people that enslaved you. The Spanish conquistadors.
Right.
They were Catholic. Came with the white image of Christ, which is false. Now we're going to show you who you are according to the Bible. All right? Read that.
Malachi 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips.
So them Catholic priests should be teaching you something. They shouldn't be teaching no damn Hail Marys. It's not in the Bible. What should they be teaching?
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law.
They should be teaching you God's laws.
That's right.
They should be teaching you God's laws, not the Hail Marys, not the sacraments, not Ash Wednesday.
Right.
No, that's not biblical. Read on.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
So we lack the knowledge of God's law. Somebody give me one of the 10 commandments. Give me 1 10. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. Who are the primary murderers in society?
Bring it out.
No matter what city you go to, who's filling up the prison systems? Blacks and Hispanics, right? They are killing their own people. We the ones shoot them up, bang, bang. That's us.
Right.
Now, we in Frisco, so I know everybody done heard the term bipping, right? Who doing the bipping? Right. The Israelites. That's who we are in the Bible. Right. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites. We are the Jews. God said we're destroyed because we lack the knowledge. If we're the ones murdering and we're the ones robbing and stealing, which are blatantly in direct contrast to God's laws, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. We're destroying ourselves. We continually are in opposition to God's laws. Thou shalt not kill. But we out here killing each other. Thou shalt not steal, but we out here stealing from each other. We the ones doing it. That's why we're destroyed. Read on.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge.
God said we reject knowledge. The law said thou shalt not kill. But the black and Hispanic man say, to hell with that, I'm a murderer. I'm with the ish. I'm finna knock a nigga down. That's what the black and Hispanic man say.
Let them know.
That's what they doing. That's what they singing in all their songs.
Bring it out.
What songs? What y'all listen to? Who y'all listen to? Ozzy Brothers. Okay, you get your groove on and whatnot. Okay, you know, smooth and whatnot. I give you throwback. What about you? Money Side Sway. What's one of his songs? Can't Change. Somebody pull up the lyrics to what's his name? Pull him up on your phone for us. Let's see what's going on with this brother. What he be talking about? Let's see what he be talking about. Read that in the meantime. Read that.
I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me.
God said, because we reject his laws, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Let them know.
How many of us committed adultery?
Bring it out.
So pull up the lyrics for me. Pull up the lyrics, that way we can read it. I want to read these things. I want to peel it off the bone, right? God says, because we reject his laws, he's now rejected us.
Right.
Why do you think God will allow a whole race of people to go into slavery?
Bring it out.
Why do you think he will allow that to happen?
Let them know.
Because we're not listening to him.
Bring it out.
God created all people and chose a special people, which are you so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. But we decided to go against God. So now he's rejecting us. Read that again.
I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me.
God says, I'm rejecting y'all as a whole nation of people. That's why we went into slavery. The slavery is rejection from God.
Right.
We threw up a prayer, he swatted down, because we ain't listening to him. We ain't listening to him. Read on.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
He said, you forgot my laws. You forgot my laws, so I'm going to forget you. And I'm going to leave you in slavery, and I'm going to let you be oppressed. And now here we are in 2023 crying out in the street.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with